All right, folks, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 56. Big weekend ahead of us, big week ahead of us. I got the usual guys here, Big Ern and the Wonder. Say hello.
Howdy, howdy.
All right, so it's a great time to be in New York, right?
Yes, it is.
We got the Knicks playing great, not perfect playoff basketball. We got the Rangers undefeated so far, and we got the Yankees coming off of a 3-game sweep of Detroit.
And then you got the Mets.
And then you got the Mets and the Islanders. And thank God the other two football teams haven't started yet, so we don't have to worry about that so much, right? But yeah, it was a busy weekend. Yesterday was a busy night for the Knicks. Like, what do you think? That game was insane to me. Like, I picked it up in the second quarter, and it was like back and forth.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It wasn't looking good in the beginning. All season and so far this postseason, the Knicks just don't give up, man. They don't give up.
They look so comfortable being uncomfortable, what people are saying. And when you watch them, you can totally see it.
And they were looking quite uncomfortable in the first half.
Right. And maybe it's because they had to, switch to a different pace of play, because with Philly, it was more like hard-nosed basketball with Philly. So that's what plays to one of their strengths, where the Indiana Pacers are all just run and gun kind of thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Pacers are known for fast, moving the ball, and shooting a lot of threes. And that didn't happen yesterday because the Knicks really, for as much as you can say, they shut down the three-point. I think the Knicks actually, it was one, give or take 1 here or there, but they pretty much shot more three-pointers than the Pacers. So the Pacers shot half of what they're normally shooting per game. But I mean, they were having a lot of success in the paint. But it's just a contrast of two teams right now, right? Because it was something close to 60 points that they had from their bench, whereas the Knicks had 3 points from their bench, because they just played such a short rotation of guys,
So yeah, one guy had 20 something in the first half.
Off the bench, off the Pacers bench?
Yeah.
See, so that kind of worries me a little bit. I mean, we were at home. You got the first win out of the way, which is always the most important, right? Especially if you're home. Win that game one, then you worry about what happens in game two. You can make adjustments, right? But what worries about me is about this series is, and you hit the nail on the head, is the Pacers have a lot more depth than the Knicks. So they have guys that come off the bench that can score, where it looks like the Knicks don't trust their bench as much as we thought they did.
Well, I don't think it's so much that. It's just that Thibodeau's MO is always been short rotations. He never uses his bench.
I get that. I almost feel like that's somewhat of a cop-out right now since we're in the playoffs. I get you're going to have to keep your 6 or 7 guys in the game all the time. But at some point, when you put those other extra guys in to give your guys rest, because if this goes 7 games, it's going to be tough for the Knicks to pull it out, even at home.
That's what a lot of people's opinion is, but these guys are I think they're just so well conditioned, because look at guys like Brunson and Hart. They play the entire game, and they don't slow down, and they haven't slowed down. And Josh Hart played every game this season. He didn't miss a game.
Wow.
And now he's playing every single minute of every game. So
Yeah, him and Brunson.
he just doesn't slow down, the guy.
It's just in the back of my head, I'm worried about it, because when you have a deeper bench than people you could trust, and I get it, maybe Thibodeau doesn't trust those other guys, and the numbers indicate not to. So when McBride and Ochoa and who's the other guy? I'm missing his name. There's another third piece. When they're on the floor, the Knicks are minus at least 8 points, meaning you're giving up 8 more points.
Yeah, it's just he's just never in his career used a long rotation. It's just not his style. And a lot of people don't like that about him, but listen, it's working.
Listen, they got to win what? When do they play? Tomorrow, right? It's Wednesday. They play Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll be watching that game. We'll be upstate in Poughkeepsie in our golf outing.
Yeah.
They were getting killed on the offensive glass in the first half. Did that change in the second?
And I'm glad you brought it up. It actually totally changed.
Okay.
The Knicks changed that whole thing, and I think they had only 2 offensive rebounds, in the first half. They wound up having 6 in the second. So they did much better. Them making adjustments doesn't bother
And
me.
they scored, I think it was 39 points in the fourth quarter.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a big fourth.
They were,
Lights out.
I think Brunson had like
A lot.
20 points in the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah.
And I guess you can't forget the clutch 50-point three-pointer from Hartenstein at the half.
Yeah, that was nice. That was actually a big one because
Yeah.
Indiana had a little momentum and
And when Halliburton hit the three prior to that,
Uh-huh.
So you watched the first half?
a little bit of the third, tiny bit of the third.
I don't blame you. It was giving me a headache last night a little bit, going back and forth. I'm like, oh, these guys can't lose this game. And they pulled it out once again. It seems like someone's always, like Brunson literally carries this team. I think this is his 4th game in a row where he scored 40 points.
Yeah.
So-
fourth in a row. And between Bronson, Hart, and DiVincenzo, they had 93 points, I think, out of the 121 the Knicks scored.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Hart's been a huge on the
He's
boards
just-
for them too.
he's
And
just, yeah.
he can grab the board and then go coast to coast, which
He's
is
crazy. He's
a
just
special weapon to have.
Such a good finisher. He's all over the rebounds.
Yeah, like to get like something like 17 rebounds in a game while scoring, like even if it's 15 points, and you get your double-double, that's crazy. That means you're in the mix all the time.
Yep.
It's
They
wild.
They just have they have a lot of heart, a lot of fight.
No pun intended.
Right.
They don't give up. They just don't give up.
Yeah, I hope it stays that way. I actually hope they just steamroll this, like this round, so that they can rest up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if the first game is any indication, that's not going to be the case. But wishful thinking.
No, but they also didn't play their best brand of basketball either yesterday. So if you were able to score 121 points and take that win from the Pacers, who were like, to put it nicely, were leading most of the game.
Yeah, but don't forget, the Pacers are the highest scoring team in the NBA this year.
But the Knicks have one of the best defenses in the league, so something's gonna, balance out a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
they
it's
held-
gonna be easy.
They held them to like what was it, 15 points underneath what they normally score.
Yeah.
And they do give up. I think they're one of the. I think they score the most, but they also give up the most. So that's the positive there.
Yeah, they got no defense.
Another factor that I forgot about too. Another big part was Brunson getting both the guys that were guarding him. He got them both in foul trouble early.
Yeah, early, but then and then that changed too, because then those guys, once they came back, they were in the game. They were never in foul trouble again, which was weird. But it was a good game. Good game.
Yeah, I mean the refs suck, so that's why that didn't happen.
Yeah,
in the
and
second half.
that's the unfortunate part, because it seems like all this negative talk about the officiating is kind of like taking away from the victory, but whatever.
And it's funny? It's almost a common thread amongst all the sports, but I would think hockey. Like, all the officiating is terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not doing anything to fix it. Like, what's that about? Like, these guys get paid a lot of money, right? Like, if I got paid that amount of money, I'd want to be as near perfect as it can be. Even if you make a mistake here or there, there's other referees to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's watching the game,
I guess. I mean, that's going to be one of those things you're never going to be able to perfect. I don't think.
No, you can't perfect it, but we not all agree it's trash right now. It's not even average. Like, if it was average, we'd be happy about it.
Right, but it's trash for both teams in a game, right? It's not just one-sided, typically.
It could be, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that's half the game right there.
Thankfully, it's not.
You're right. But, so 2 things happened this weekend that I thought was almost like a yin and a yang kind of effect. The Yankees swept the Tigers, and the Mets got swept by the Rays. So,
Well, Mets, they had a chance on Sunday.
Right, they did. But
Wasn't meant to be, I guess.
no, but that's what I'm saying. So it's almost 2 different worlds, right? You got
two outs, by the way, too.
right, and they lost.
With
So you know what happened?
Diaz,
Tell us what happened.
Diaz gave up a home run to
Edwin Diaz, the closer.
a Rosarena.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with 2 outs.
Oh,
I forget what the count was.
man on? Was that man on? Was it a game winner or no?
No, it tied the game.
Okay, and then they just won
it
an
was
extra.
5-4. Yeah. Then they lost in
Okay.
extras.
Wow, that's terrible. That hurts. Because I remember watching that game a little bit.
That's you got to win those. You got to take at least one at that point. But shit,
Yeah, it's never good to get swept. I
they
mean,
won last night though.
they did. Well, I was going to get to that
Sorry.
eventually.
No rant this week.
No, Rant. I'm just going right straight into sports this week. There's just too much going on. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to have a rant in the near future with the Knicks and Rangers happening, and like, there's just too much. Like, you know what this feels like almost, and I'm knocking on wood right now. Everyone should knock on wood.
90s?
Yeah, man. The best time in New York sports was the early '90s, like early late '90s,
Well,
like '94 on.
It is what
It's the 30th anniversary
of '94
of the Rangers. Yeah,
Rangers and Knicks.
right. But
And OJ.
Well, Magic in the
our good friend OJ, man,
But he's gone.
keep coming back.
Recently gone.
He died on the 30-year anniversary
Right.
of
That's true.
'94.
It's crazy, but
So maybe it's destiny.
I hope so, man, because this is exciting.
Knicks will go
They
to
say
the
it happens
finals,
in-
Rangers will go to the finals and win the
They
cup.
say things happen in threes, so.
Yeah. It only helps the Yankees, in my opinion, which is the most important thing to me. So, if the Rangers wind up winning in the next couple weeks and the Knicks make it to the finals or whatever,
Rangers haven't lost, right?
no, they're
No.
5-0 right now.
But the Yankees didn't do anything in '94.
No, that was the strike year.
Right.
So, but like they were the best team in the American League. It was them and the Expos.
That was '95, wasn't
No,
it?
95 was the
94.
Mattingly year.
Right.
So that's
Right.
why we got hosed in 95.
Right.
I'll never forget it because the Rangers won. The Yankees went to, I want to say it was around July, and then they cut. So in July, the Yankees were the best team in the American League. I don't remember what their record was, but it was great, and they were right on the cusp. And then the strike happened, crushed it. Then '95 happened. They brought baseball back. We lost to the Mariners in the wild card round. That was the first year of the wild card, and that was heartbreaking. But then it sent up '96, and that was the third. It didn't happen in threes back then, but that's what everyone's equating this year to. So they're hoping it'll be in threes. Like obviously the Yankees can make the playoffs and then go on a run this year. But yeah, like Detroit. I called this out a few weeks ago. Detroit is a pretty decent ball club right now. Like I know they lost 3 to the Yankees, but like they had some nice young pitchers pitching.
Yeah, they got a good young.
They got a nice little core that they're building over there, and they got your ex-Met Canna there, and he was hitting the ball a little bit against the Yankees. Like they put pressure on the Yankees throughout the weekend. It's just the Yankees like had that like almost like that Nick factor right now. I'm gonna call it the Nick factor. Like they just couldn't stop, and they just kept coming back or taking the lead early, giving it up a little bit, and then like tying the game up and then going ahead. Like Soto on Sunday, that bases loaded triple, amazing. Or double, I should say. That bases clearing double. You know, and we could have got more and we didn't, but it was just enough to win, which is all that matters.
They start the next series?
So tonight,
Tonight. Okay.
Tonight they had a day off yesterday, which I don't ever like when you come off a 3-game win streak. Like I want you to just keep going, just keep playing baseball, right?
Yeah, but they were all at the Knicks game. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
With Mo of all people.
Mo, I missed Mo.
It was Glaber. Oh my God! It was Glaber, Stanton.
Soto had to be there.
No.
Really?
It was Glaber, Stanton, and oh my God! Why am I having a brain fart? The pitcher.
Which one? There's with the mustache.
Oh my God!
You're terrible. I'm moving along.
Who's that?
There's like 100 pitchers. Is the other team out? Nestor Cortez.
Nestor,
Okay.
Nestor. So it was Glaber, Stanton, Nestor, and Mo.
Wow. I can't believe Mo was there. That's awesome. That must mean he must be in town. He might be going to the Houston game then. They play Houston tonight at 7 o'clock, and I'm glad they beat.
Oh, they're playing Houston again?
Yes, that's why. I need them to win these 3 games. At the very least 2 out of 3. Like, because Houston right now is in the dumps.
Yeah.
They're 12 and either 22 or 23.
Yeah, I saw something the other day. I
Wow.
think they're like 11 games out of first.
It's insane right now. Let me look at the standings real quick. Yeah, so they're all right. They were in the cellar, but I guess the Angels just lost. They're 12 and 22 right now, which is phenomenal. I do not want them to come into Yankee Stadium after us beating them on the road and sweeping them
Yeah.
on the road. Like, I don't mind you losing one, but you got to win tonight's game. Like, this, it has to happen. Like, I don't care. Like, let me see. It's Verlander versus Gill. So Verlander's a piece of crap, right? So
Is
but
this
he's-
his first game?
No, it's might be his second or third game. He's 1-0 with a 2.08 ERA.
Oh, jeez.
So like he's still Verlander, but we've gotten to Verlander before. So just he's in New York. Just beat the balls off him. Let's keep it moving, and let's go. You know what I mean? We know Houston's tough because they were tough when we were playing them in the beginning of the season, but you could kind of give the Yankees credit for them having such a really, really terrible start. They put them down in the hole 0-4, and they haven't been able to get out of that. You know, so we got to keep them buried, because if we're not going to play them in the playoffs this year, it's going to be because we beat them down in the regular season, and so did other teams, and they don't even make the playoffs. Because if you looked at the Twins were trash. They go on a 12-game win streak, and then what happens? Like they're probably they're right. They're 2.5 games back of the Guardians, so they're 20-14. So they were under 500 and won 12 in a row. They were 8-14.
Wow.
So you see how like a 2-week window, you can get right back in the game. So you do not want them beating us 2 out of 3 over here. You know? That's how I stand. And same thing with the Mets. They're on the opposite side. They just lost 3 in a row. They had a great game last night. They went. I think they're on the road, right? In St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
And they beat up on the Cardinals last night. They got to do the same thing. They got to take 2 out of 3 on the road.
At least, yeah.
Like our friend Steve says, they're the road dogs. You know, whatever that means. But I wonder what their road thing is actually. Let's see. Road. Let's see. Home and away. So, so the Mets are 9-10 at home and 8-8 on the road. That's the road dogs. Oh, that's hilarious.
Speaking of baseball, though, that rookie pitcher on the Cubs, he's pretty good, huh? I don't know if he's is he Japanese?
Oh, yeah, he was the third.
He's like
The second, was he?
He's like 5-0 with like a small, small ERA.
He was the one that the Mets and Yankees were like lukewarm about after Yamamoto. Like they were.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So good for him, man. That's normally how it happens. The guy gets a lesser of a contract. He's still making $100 million, and he's gonna be good.
I did see too when he was here for the Mets series. I guess he was at his hotel or looking up, and he was like, "That's where Spider-Man's from."
And how is Yamamoto doing?
I even saw he won his last start, I think.
I have no clue. To be honest.
They're doing well though, the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, they're doing okay. Like they're 24-13, so they're doing just fine. They were actually doing really bad a couple of weeks ago, so they must have turned it around. But yeah, the Rockies are pissed awful, by the way. 8-26. They might have the worst record in baseball.
No, is it?
Well, I'm looking. Nope, you're right. The White Sox, a half game, 8-27.
Oh, they've gotten 8 wins now.
Yeah. And Oakland, surprisingly, is doing pretty good. They're almost 500, 17-19. Not bad. Now it makes sense why we lost 2 games out of the 4 to them. They're on a little bit of a roll. It's good. Rangers are back to being the top of the West. They're 20-16 though. So the West is getting really weird lately. I don't know if you noticed. Like there's so many, I don't want to say good teams, but they're borderline mediocre, but like just a little better than mediocre, where they just beat up on each other.
Yeah.
And like they're just going to be close. Like this,
Beat up on the bottom feeders.
yeah, like, wow. That's such a weird division now. It's even weirder than the Central. Jeez. And the Guardians have been slacking they're 5-5 in their last 10. So, I don't know. Baseball's it's coming together slowly but surely. Phillies are leading the NL East right now. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
They overtook the Braves. The Braves are 3 games back.
3 games? Wow.
Yeah, the Braves are 20-12 and the Phillies are 25-11.
Baseball's got to be content with just taking a backseat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball and hockey is.
Well, tell us about the Rangers then. Like, I missed, what was it, Sunday's game, right?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, you watched the game, didn't you, or were you too busy watching the race?
Going back and forth.
Okay, so
But
what,
the Rangers look good. The Rangers, what can you say?
they didn't look too good, though, apparently. Apparently they had a lot of penalty minutes, like a lot of penalties.
Yeah, but that's been happening after. It's always going to be a lot of time for minutes. They look good, man. They came out of the shoot gunning. They scored a quick early goal. You know, they're playing the odds-on favorite to win the whole thing, and they beat them in game one, like you said. Just like the Knicks series, they're home and they got game one down, so that's big.
They play tonight, correct?
Yes.
Do you think they're going to win tonight?
I hope so.
Oh, that's great. I also hope I win $1 million, but we don't know if Phil McMahon is going to knock on my door with the Publishers Clearinghouse, is he?
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon, whatever his name is. He's not even going to do it anymore. I think he's dead, right?
It's possible.
Sorry, rest in peace. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to try to watch some of the Rangers game tonight just so I know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to try it as well.
You know, I'm off for the week, so as long as I don't have to be up at 5:30 in the morning, I think I can make it through some hockey. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Either which way, it's great for New York right now. Everyone's going all over the place. It's good for the economy. It's good for the Garden. I feel like the Garden is hosting a playoffs game every other day this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the only day is not Thursday. It was Sunday, Monday, today,
Dolan is a happy man. Right
tomorrow.
now.
Yeah. I think the only day is Thursday. Yeah, because Thursday and Friday. So they had Sunday to Thursday.
Dolan's a happy man.
Yeah.
As long as all these celebrities are paying for their tickets, at least.
Right. By the way, there's more celebrities at a Knicks game than anywhere else.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you're talking about not just celebrities. You're talking about like A-list celebrities.
Yeah, like Ben Stiller's probably been there every game.
Every game.
There's
Spike
a bunch.
Lee,
Yeah.
All of them.
You got like 5 or 6 Yankees that were there.
Yeah.
Like you said. You know what I mean? There's probably some
And
football players.
And that's what they're showing you.
Right.
They're not even showing you all.
Well, you know what's his name? Tracy Morgan's probably always there. He loves
Tracy
it.
Morgan's always there.
But
But I'm sure there was probably a bunch of Rangers there. I'm sure there's.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, if they're not playing, they're definitely there. I would assume.
We know Saquon wasn't there.
No, he's not.
He was in Philly last week.
Yep.
I mean, he's probably still there, but you know what I mean.
No, yeah. He
He's
was at the game, and they that was the game that they lost, right? Game 6.
No. He
Yeah.
was at game 7. I think.
No, there was no game 7.
No, right.
So it was game 6.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, that must have been nice. I hope there were some Giants there. They took the travel over there. That'd
I
be cool.
don't.
You never know, right? But it's always good. They should always get as many celebrities on the TV as they can, so we know like they're somewhat normal people, even though they have great seats, and they at least enjoy some of these games.
Now this is a team that's looking like world beaters right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
They have destroyed the defending champs the first 2 games.
Yep.
In Denver too, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're showing that flop. That was so funny yesterday.
Listen, and you know, they were talking about it this morning on the radio. I was listening on the way to work. Regardless of what you want to say, it was a foul. The guy was, it was, yeah, you don't call that in a playoff game. You don't call that at the end of a game. You can't make that decision. It was a foul. The guy
100%.
was moving.
Right, 100%. I mean, everyone overreacts now in this league anyway, so it's great. So like you could, like the one side of the fans that hate the Knicks are gonna say that, but like your team does, every team does it.
Right.
It's just like every team shoots all these threes.
And listen, he was, you know, like double the size.
Right.
And he was moving forward and threw his body into it.
Yeah.
So they could say what they wanted. That was.
Listen, at the end of the day, we got game 1. It was nice,
That's it.
and
That's all
we can move from there, and we'll go into tomorrow. Will be something crazy because we'll be getting off the golf course, getting home to the hotel, checking in, showering, and go watching the Knicks game.
Yeah.
So that's a cool start of our little Paul Kipsey trip.
Yeah.
You know, as long as it doesn't rain, too bad.
This is like killing me. This threat of rain and.
How did you pack? I'm curious how you packed because I had a certain system that I packed with. So I went day 1. I went all by temperature. I didn't really factor rain in as much at all, except for the last day.
No, I mean, I just did my typical golf outfits, and I just had my one. I found, luckily, my brewhouse
Windbreaker.
windbreaker.
Okay.
I just got to remember to throw my golf umbrella in my bag just in case. But that's it.
Yeah, I don't have a golf umbrella, so.
I mean, I was just looked before I was leaving work, and Wednesday, it looks like the whole time that we're going to be driving, there might be some rain, but it's going to be like the warmest while we're playing golf, so it should be fine. And then I think it was Friday that was the most
Friday was the worst.
concerning.
Yes. I looked at the weather and I saw like drizzle with thunderstorms late.
Yeah, so tomorrow they're showing rain until like 9:30, and then the temperature climbs and
Oh, so we'll be good tomorrow then, because it's going to be hot tomorrow. It's going to be in the 70s.
right, and then Thursday it's supposed to be cloudy, but close to 70, and then if rain it's showing at like 8:30 at night.
Beautiful.
But Friday is like 55, and it's showing rain early in the morning, but never getting above 55.
So just cold,
and cloudy.
which is good. That's kind of how I packed. I think I have the same brewhouse windbreakers you do. Like I got it from Paulie, but I never really wanted to wear it. I got one of those other sweatshirts just to keep me warm.
Yeah, I didn't pack one of those.
Yeah, that's what I packed, and I'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I did, as usual, I did pants, no shorts.
I only did pants one day. That's the last day.
Okay.
I did pants, the whole thing, like we've been doing when it's been 55 to 60 degrees. So I did pants that whole time, but then tomorrow's way too hot. Shorts has to be happening. So that's what's going on there. I probably packed too much. So after we're done here, I'm gonna put it into the suitcase and try and figure stuff out. Because you know me, I always pack a little extra, just to be on the safe side. Like I got 3 different hats, and like I'm only gonna wear one pair of shoes because like I'm like can't fit two different shoes in there. So I'm gonna put like one shoe, one pair, and then everything else is just all clothes.
You gotta get the shoe bags.
I have the shoe bag, but that has another set. It has the cleat ones. I don't want to wear them if it's gonna be wet because then I'll just be like cutting everything up. You know what I mean? So I'm wearing like the regular soft golf sneakers. So I'm bringing those, and I have 2 pairs of those, but I'm just gonna bring 1 pair and just rock them those 3 days, and then if they get muddy when I come back, just clean them, and that's it. Because I could wear them; they're like sneakers. So I'll put them in the suitcase, take them out, put them on before we leave the hotel, and then that's it. Maybe tomorrow I might leave them out because if we're going straight to the course, I'm not gonna dig through my thing. So maybe I'll just wear those and pack my sneakers. But what are you gonna do? Has Paulie or Nilesh called the hotel? No? So yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave them out, and that's how we're gonna do that.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know why when we do these trips, like, it's always go to the golf course first. Like, I like to be comfortable in the car ride.
Well, I mean, I agree, but the problem is with these hotels, they don't let you check in before 3 o'clock, and I mean, you think it's,
They can make
Poughkeepsie,
exceptions.
and it's a Wednesday.
Right, like, I feel like if you called them, like, listen, we have golf at 1. Like, we're gonna get there at
I was
12.
gonna say you could at least like drop your stuff there or something.
I'm sure. If we
Yeah,
did, we could.
but then at that point, it's just a waste of time, depending on where the golf course is in comparison to the hotel.
All right.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? But like either which way, like you said, you're telling me a hotel in Poughkeepsie can't give us at least a single room at 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock? Like, you don't have one room.
Right.
I don't even care if it's not together. Like, we have, 3 rooms? Like, yeah, we have 3 rooms. Like, give us one room just so we could change. So I could wear, like, sweatpants if I want to on the way down and be comfortable.
Take a little deuce.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Freshen up, get ready for golf, Instead of rushing and then go to the golf course and doing it at the golf course.
Make sure the mats are nice and dry.
Right, little gorilla powder or whatever they call it, 8 powder. My sister gets me these things like for free on Amazon. It's ridiculous. I forget what it's called, but it's something like that. But anyway, I gotta stop. And were we talking about baby reindeer last week?
Last week you said you started it.
I
Or
didn't.
You were gonna start.
I was gonna. I literally started it yesterday, and Bro, if you haven't started it yet, either one of them.
I'm up to the last episode.
Oh, really? I'm one behind you. I finished 5, so I have 6 and 7 left.
It's good.
I don't even know if it's
How
good
do
or
It's so
not.
funny
You
because
don't know how to
I'm,
describe it, but you're right.
No, I know how to exactly
as
describe
I'm
it.
watching it, I'm like, this is definitely. I'm like, why did Hugs bring this up? Because this is definitely not up his alley.
100% right.
But it's just so like,
Captivating.
yeah, you're just so drawn into
Right.
it, and it's like,
It's intriguing and
Now,
so
okay,
weird.
Now this has
You-
to be
it's-
my
it's-
best
bro,
show.
you-
my
it's-
next show.
It's so up your alley, and I mean that in the best of ways, like
You'll-
because you watch a bunch of different stuff.
you'll definitely
Pause.
like it, Walker. You'll definitely like it.
No,
'Cause
dude.
it's a bit of a.
It's not.
Psychological.
It's not a
No.
mind fuck for you,
Right.
but the main character, he's in a complete like
I
mind
see.
fuck. And
It's not just him either. It's the girl too. Like,
Whoa,
they
spoilers.
both are. They both are like out of their minds. Like, you know what I mean? Put it this way: the first episode, I thought it was so weird, but it left it off where I'm like, I have to see what happens next. And each episode is like that. You're like, and it gets weirder and weirder and weirder, and it's just
and
like,
the one thing I noticed about it that's weird, and I don't know what made me think, they're like 28-minute episodes,
Oh, it's that short.
but it feels like an hour long
yes,
episode.
Oh,
yes.
It's the craziest
Yes,
thing.
it's like you feel like you're watching it for an hour, but it's so short. Like
Oh,
there's,
maybe it's like.
I'm like,
Is it like all dialogue, or it's just like two people talking, or
it's just like
no, not really.
different stuff, like
Different stuff.
scenes and different things happening, and like it's all, bro, it's all over the place,
Yeah.
and like
I mean,
I
it's
can't
got
ruin
a,
it for
it's
you.
got a lot of buzz, so
Yeah.
I think I'll have to check it
it's so weird. And Ernie to a T this is definitely a show I would never watch,
And
but it's a true story, and
That-
on
That's
top
what
of
I
that.
said. You guys
I
said
think-
this is a true story.
That's what I heard,
The first episode tells you it's a true story, and not only that, the guy that writes it and like wrote the story or
Is the
whatever
star?
is the main character in it. So like the guy that we're watching, it happened to him. That's the craziest part about the show.
Maybe that's why he's so good at it.
Think about it. He's just
Lived
reenacting his
experience.
own life.
Yeah, you'll like it.
You'll love it as a social worker aspect, and like any therapist or any of those.
Right.
You'll
Mental,
love this.
in the health.
Yeah, you'll love it.
health
This is
work.
wild. Like this is so out there, and wow, the guy is such a loser, but
It is.
he plays it in such.
Rangers are at
And his
home
head
tonight.
weird way.
They're 5-0, haven't lost yet, and they're underdog for tonight's game.
Yeah, like whoever keeps saying this 5-0 nonsense is jinxing them at this point. Even though a lot of people think like jinx is not like really a thing, you know.
Yeah, but you'll like it, Wander.
Yeah,
cool.
it's so wild, dude. Like I can't even. I wish you watched it so we could actually talk about it because it's
Well, I'm
it's
sure I'll
crazy.
finish it by next week.
Like how the guy thinks.
Especially because they're such short episodes.
Right.
Yeah,
and
like
there's
you could-
only what 6 of them.
Seven. Like I watched 5 of them yesterday. I started yesterday. I watched the last 2 today just to finish it off and like see what the hell happens with it. The 5th episode was the longest one. It was 44 minutes.
I see.
Everything else was under 30 minutes. It's crazy, insane. So that's what I watched. I got some other stuff I watched, but anyone else jump in with what they got? I haven't. You've been watching nothing. I got it.
I finished The Gentleman. I really like that a lot. Yeah.
Does it end good for the Duke?
You'll have to.
Because I'm almost there. I have one more. I have 1.5
You'll get
episodes
there,
left.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I know. I'll get there by Saturday.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that. You know, Guy Ritchie. I think maybe we should, do another series because.
Oh, so that was it? It was a one and done? That's
Yeah, I think so. Well, you never know these days. I feel like everything can be extended.
Right. But the way they ended it, it looked like it was over. Like that's it.
Who knew? You know what? Who knows? I mean, he seems like the type of guy that wouldn't do wouldn't do another season because he's like a director.
Right.
But I mean, film director. But if they give him a big enough check,
Maybe
and
not.
Netflix has got the money.
Right,
so
right,
who
right.
knows?
Yeah.
And if millions of people are watching it.
There you go.
And they don't have enough good content right now either. That's the problem.
So they'll give it. I feel like they'll give anybody money. So especially if it's actually good.
Well, once again, last I checked, Netflix wasn't knocking down our door to do anything with them. So, you know,
Just
they're
saying.
they're not giving everybody money, you know?
What was I gonna say? I've been watching Halo as well. I just finished the first season. Pretty good. I'm liking it. So looking forward to more of that.
Yeah, second season's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll like it. You should.
And I don't think I watched anything else. To be honest, the weekend was kind of busy. So yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, so I did that. I'm halfway through The Gentleman, which I like too. The baby reindeer, and how they came up with that title.
So
is
watching them
bananas.
both at the same time?
Well, I've been watching Baby Reindeer like while I'm just sitting here watching TV.
Yeah, that's typically his style, right?
Right.
He doesn't watch TV shows.
Usually, yeah.
Right, I don't.
Usually,
but like I forgot I got into The Gentleman while I was working out, and then I had nothing to watch yesterday, and I saw that these are short shows, so I was like, I can just burn through this
Right.
and actually have an
You
opinion
want
about it.
some value. For
Yeah,
the time.
right. So I started watching it yesterday. I'm hoping to finish it up today. But yeah, I finished The Bad Batch. That's
Oh, yeah, okay.
the cartoon on Disney Plus.
Okay, because it's funny. That's what I know it as. But I was scrolling through Netflix the other day, and there's something on there called The Bad Batch.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same show.
No, it's not.
Oh, what's The Bad Batch on Netflix now?
I don't know, but it didn't look like Star Wars.
No, definitely not. But the Star Wars thing, it's a cartoon, right? So yeah,
Right.
whatever. But it's really good. Like,
Or animated series.
and they finished it up in 3 seasons, and like they could have, like, as bad as the Star Wars movies have been recently, they could make a movie on that, and if you cast it right, it really has nothing to do with like Jedi and all that stuff. It's really just more of the Emperor side and all that. And you have 4 good actors play these. They call them the Bad Batch because they're like clone rejects from like the Clone Wars, and they're going against the Empire. And they're all little. Each season is a little different story of, you know, of them fighting back. And if they made a 2-hour movie or a trilogy on that with the right actors, it would make a ton of money. Because it really has nothing to do with Jedi. There's no Jedis in it. Nothing. It's just the other side and like the Resistance fighting back. It was great. Good show. See, what else do I got? I don't think I have anything else. I'm actually looking for some other stuff to
Well,
watch.
I was just gonna say, going back to Baby Reindeer, if you really like that much, then you definitely have to start watching Fargo, because you're definitely gonna love Fargo.
Oh, that's right. You know what?
Because that's on the same plane. They're all true stories, and it's the same type of thing.
All
What
right.
was it called?
Fargo.
Oh yeah. One of my favorites.
And that's why you're gonna love Baby Reindeer, because it's in the same.
I see. Same
Genre.
vein. Same vein.
Yeah. Okay, so you're right. I keep forgetting to put that on my list. So when we get done with the show, remind me to do that.
You're
that
also
and Curb.
gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say you're also gonna watch every episode of Curb.
Yeah, that and Curb. So, you know what? I'm gonna once the so here's my plan.
Somebody to watch.
Yeah, here's my quick plan. I'm gonna finish The Gentleman on Saturday when I do my workout.
Game plan.
That'll be done. Then fresh Monday back to work. I'm gonna start Curb because there's a lot of Curb, so it'll fill up like 2 to 3. No, more than that. Probably like a month.
So you're not gonna start anything till Saturday?
Yeah, well, we're gonna be away, so
Oh,
like,
right, I forgot.
unless I get a
No,
chance to
mine's-
work out,
no,
which I
mine's-
doubt, like, it's gonna be Saturday. I'll finish The Gentleman in time for next week's show. I will be able to start both Fargo and The Curb. I'm gonna break my rule again. I'm gonna start them both because they're both long shows. So I'll start one while I'm working out.
And 2 completely different.
Right, and I'll do one from home because, to be fair, you know, within another week or so, the sports is going to lighten up a little bit. Where I'm going to need a TV show to watch an hour a night just to like wind down. So I'll pick and choose, and I'll go back and forth. I'll have a show for home, and I'll have a show for strictly working out. I think what I'm going to do, because I like to laugh when I'm working out in the gym, I'll do Curb because I think there's like 12 seasons. So that could give me like a good solid like 2 months worth of stuff to watch, which will give other shows that have been on hiatus to come back and like filter through so I can binge watch them. That's kind of what I'm thinking. 'Cause that's what I did with Halo. I waited till Halo was all out, and then I broke it down, and I was done with it in like 8 days, which was great. Like I like doing that now. Yeah, I like it. It's a good strategy, I think. That's solid.
Binge.
Yeah, binge it. You know, solid kind of strategy. But then, you know, I digress. It's a good plan. It's a good plan. Anyway, Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm done. I think that's all I got. So you got any music for us
Oh
or
yeah,
what?
we got.
Last week you didn't. I'm only
we were
asking.
off, but so we were back this week.
There you go.
3 picks.
That's it.
First up, we got DJ Muggs with Silver Cloud. Next up, Wavy Bagels and Drive By with A Car Full. And third, Black Noise and Valley with Partridge. So those are the 3 picks.
Perfect.
for this week.
Well, that calls it quits for today. And happy New York week for everyone that's in New York and is going to enjoy all the sports like we are.
Let's go Rangers tonight.
Let's go Rangers. Let's go Knicks the rest of the week. And by next week, hopefully, we'll have some idea of who's going to, go to the next round or not. And
Pray for some good weather for golf.
right, pray for some good weather as always. And go Yankees tonight as well. Let's beat those Houston pricks.
And Mets.
That's right. The Mets too. Whatever.
Can't forget the Mets.
You can't forget the Mets. The baby child.